It's flexible. We're correct. So we can't make that long. Not that way. So we are going to be having a full-fledged petition gathering campaign. We have a lot of coalition partners. So that's that. So I'm going to be around. I know people probably have other questions. I don't want to delay this anymore, but I'll be sitting right there, and afterward, circulating if you have questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Juan and Juan, for this great update. So I do, at the privilege, I need to make a change just briefly in the schedule, because I know that we have a lot of folks that are here. We want to make sure we get everybody in. But I do know we have a current congressman that's in the audience that needs to speak right now, because he should take a little break from being in the United States House of Representatives to be here today. So let's please welcome with us tonight to speak to us about his race for the United States Senate. We have with us U.S. Congressman Al Grayson. Welcome to our Democratic Party, Congressman Al Grayson, one of the candidates for U.S. Senate.
You, sir, win the award for Best Shirt of Time. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Congressman Alan Grayson, running for the U.S. Senate, hoping to be your senator after the next election. I want to talk about a few things tonight. Thank you very much for inviting me and having me tonight. First thing I want to say is that this is our year as Democrats. And this is the year when we make a lot of progress for one specific reason, which is that we demonstrate to people, not just here in South Florida or even around the state, but around the country, that we're the ones who actually can improve their lives. Now, we Democrats have a platform this year that consists of a lot of different elements to it. For instance, paid sick leave, $15 minimum wage, health care for all. But I think that what underscores it is an actual concern about people's everyday lives, which is noticeably absent from the other side. Now they're picking a fight about who has to go to which bathrooms. This is how utterly detached they are from anything resembling the ordinary concerns that people have in their everyday lives. Now, my particular goal this year is very simple, and it's this. Seniors deserve a raise. It's been 40 years since we increased Social Security benefits by a single penny. In the meantime, per capita income has gone up by 97% here in the United States, and the purchasing power of benefits has gone down by 3%. So people ask me, what is the one thing that you want to accomplish more than anything else? I say it's very simple. I want increases in Social Security and Medicare. For too long, we've been telling people for too long we will preserve, protect Social Security and Medicare. I think we need to move past that and explain to people very specifically how we're going to improve these key programs that people in Florida like. Now, let me tell you what I've already done in this regard. First, this is not something new to me. For more than 20 years, I was founder and also an officer of the Alliance for Aging Research. We increased spending, federal spending, on aging research by over 500%. And a lot of the cures that have been developed in the past 25 years, cures for the disease of the elderly like osteoporosis, blindness, and so on, these things come from our work at the Alliance for Aging Research. Our motto was simple. It was living to 100 and loving it. Loving it. And that's the promise that I want to deliver to seniors. I also was a Florida Senior Programs Director, and I've been working in this area for my whole adult life. Since I've been in Congress, I've done two things that are important for seniors. The first is that the Republicans had planned these brutal cuts in senior housing programs. I got those cuts reversed last year. Every single penny was restored to the budget for senior housing. Secondly, and this is something that's very important this time of the year, as of 3 weeks ago, I got a 50% increase in free tax advice for seniors. By the way, whether or not you're a senior, you got a Grayson deduction on your taxes 3 weeks ago. the deduction for sales taxes was about to expire. I got it extended for a year. That's worth $1 billion to the people of Florida, including, I suspect, many people in this room. Is there anybody here who pays taxes? Raise your hand. Okay. While we're on this, is there anybody here who's a senior? Raise your hand. Okay. All right, keep your hands up. Is there anybody here who wants to be a senior one day? Raise your hand. Look at that. Here's the funny thing. I was in the room with Patrick Murphy and asked that question 2 weeks ago. He didn't raise his hand. I was wondering what that meant. What does that mean exactly? So, listen, here's what I've done recently. We have 100 co-sponsors on my bill to give seniors a raise. What I did was I asked the Congressional Research Service if this cost of living adjustment that has bedeviled us now for 3 years, if it had been calculated properly, what would the raise have been this year? And they came back and they told me 2.9%. So the Grayson Seniors Deserve a Raise Act increases Social Security benefits by 2.9%. Also fixes the problem going forward by saying that in the future we calculate these costs of living adjustments based upon how seniors spend their money, not based upon what we do now, which is how workers spend their money. The reason why there was no cost of living adjustment this year is because the price of gasoline went down. Well, a lot of seniors don't drive to work. In fact, plenty of seniors don't drive at all. And what that means is that didn't mean anything to them at all. So if we calculated it properly, seniors would have gotten an extra $400 a year. That's what my bill does. And in addition to that, going forward, it fixes the problem so it never happens again. I'm more excited about another bill that I've introduced. This is a bill to extend Medicare to cover your eyes, ears, and teeth. Now I'm going to ask you another question here. How many of you have eyes, ears, and teeth? Raise your hand. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm very impressed by this audience, by the way. So my seniors have eyes, ears, and teeth acts. Just true, it's 150th co-sponsor, more than a third of the House of Representatives has signed up to this common sense approach to extend Medicare to cover your eyes, ears, and teeth. Why does this matter? Well, sadly, because we have 2.8 million blind seniors in this country. And so many of them would be able to have seen today if they'd simply gotten a $40 eye test. That's all it would have taken, a $40 eye test. And now we know, we didn't know this when they actually instituted Medicare 51 years ago, but now we know today that gum disease leads to heart disease. So by denying seniors a $50 gum cleaning, we're condemning them to a $100,000 case of heart disease and possibly a death. So this is the kind of common sense thing that people used to expect from we Democrats, and they don't see enough of these days. Now, I'm not pie in the sky about this. I'll have you know that I've passed 26 bills in the past 3 years, passed by the House, passed by the Senate, signed into law by my primary opponent hasn't passed a single bill through the House, by the way. And I've also, by the way, passed 54 amendments in the last 3 years, more than any other member of the House of Representatives, Democratic or Republican. I get good things done. And that's what people want to hear from us these days. They don't want to hear, oh, it's so hard. Oh, my goodness, Washington is a cesspool, blah, 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 blah. What they want to hear is, I'm going to do something good for you. That is the essence of the Democratic creed, right? What are we going to do for you? That's a fair question to ask. The other side asks, what are we going to do to you? We ask, what are we going to do for you? All right, now, I have a good feeling about this year, and it's because of what I just said. I think that this is the year when people start to realize that we're not some kind of group of tribes of the Democratic Party. We actually have a coherent philosophy. The philosophy is very simple. We want the best for everyone. Let me say that again because I think it's important. We want the best for everyone. That's my conception of what it means to be a Democrat. We want people to be all they can be, unchained by poverty, by discrimination, by ignorance, by a poor education, or by any other artificial limitation, including poor health. That's why I support health care for everybody. That's why I've been a force in Congress to make sure that we can get health care for everybody, even if I'm telling the Republicans, what's your health plan? Don't get sick, and if you do get sick, die quickly. No. That's their health plan, by the way. Even after 6 years, I haven't seen anything else. So when you look back on it, even in past 3 years alone, here's just a few of the things that I've done. I mentioned to you the $1 billion tax cut for Floridians. And by the way, there's only 7 states that get that tax deduction. Go ahead and try to convince people from 43 other states that your state deserves a tax deduction. I was able to pull that one off. Okay? Here's something else I've done. $60 million moved from the military budget to the medical research budget. $60 million.
Nice.
Here's something else that I've done. $13 billion in conservation for greenhouses. $13 billion. $2.6 billion in tax credits for conservation of people's homes. Re-roofing your home to make it more energy efficient. Wrapping your insulating your water heaters to make it more energy efficient. Buying a refrigerator that's a green, energy efficient refrigerator. $13 billion for that. So look, the bottom line is this. We can't afford anymore to have people come and tell us, oh my goodness, it's so difficult to get these good things done. The people deserve more than that. You deserve more. And if we can actually connect with the voters, make them understand that we are the ones who can get good things done, then in fact we will win overwhelmingly this year, and Florida will turn blue. Now, let me tell you, we're running a very special kind of campaign. The kind of campaign that you can do, and it's the only way you can do it, if you actually do it the way I do it. I don't sell out to stations. I don't do that. I don't trade my vote in exchange for $80,000 in tax checks the way they send people. So what I'm doing is an experiment. We'll see if it works or not, but it's an experiment. The experiment is this. This is the only Senate campaign in the entire country that's relying mostly upon small contributions to fund this campaign. The only one. And if you look back on it, you'll see that in 2014, I was the only member of Congress, Democratic or Republican, who was elected relying mostly upon small contributions, $3 million worth. And if you look back on 2012, you'll find that I was the only member of Congress who was elected relying upon small contributions, $5 million worth. So this is a grand experiment. We need government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And the only way to do this is to push away the dirty money that every one of us gets force-fed like geese in exchange for our votes. That's what makes this campaign special. Maybe there are other people who can stand before you and say, you did this, you did that, you did this other thing. Like I said, I'm number 1 in amendments passed, I'm number 1 in bills introduced, I'm number 1 in Grayson bills actually becoming the law of the land. But I'm not saying I'm the only one. I am saying I'm the only one who can stand before you and say that I am unbought and unbossed. Just look it up. I want to say one more thing, which is this. You all, you happen to live in a relatively blue area of the state. God bless you. I was the first Democrat elected from downtown Orlando in 34 years. Right now, I'm the only Democrat elected from downtown Orlando in 42 years. Okay, almost half a century gone without anybody else stepping in. And I'll tell you, we do that by bipartisan approach. Democrats love what I actually do for them in Congress. Republicans keep voting for me because they want to get me out of town and send me off to Washington, D.C., where I can't do any harm to Orlando. So it's a good deal for everybody all around. But here's the thing. This matters to me. I want Team Blue to win. It's very important to me personally to see that happen. And that's not just words coming out of my mouth. We spent $700,000 on a field campaign in one county in Buckinghamshire in 2014, and we flipped that county commission to Democrats for the first time in 35 years. What we did in Osceola County, we can do all around the state. So I think of myself as part of Team Blue. I think of myself as part of a movement. Maybe even you call it a political revolution. I will tell you this, if somebody makes it all the way to the U.S. Senate relying mostly upon contributions of $27 apiece, that is a revolution. Take my word for it. But in any event, I don't want me ideal, man. I want us to see change, real change, better Social Security, better benefits for people who work, a fairer life for everybody, a limit on this gross inequality that hurts us with our educational standards, every part of our life that we can think of, whether it's health or other. Here's something that is really tragic when you think about it. Rich people in this country live 14 years longer than poor. That is a real number. You don't hear about it. That ought to be front page news in every newspaper in the country. That ought to be the lead story in every evening news show for months. I just told you about it. Let's check this out again. Raise your hand if you heard that before I said it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, down. But the fact is there's a news blackout on this subject because nobody really wants us to know how badly this country needs change, how badly it needs change. Now, I think it's pretty obvious if you've lived the way some of us have lived. How did I get through college? I cleaned toilets. I worked for less than $4 an hour. I was a night watchman on a midnight shift in Boston. Can you imagine what it's like to be a night watchman on a midnight shift in Boston in the winter? By the time I was done making my rounds at night, and I had to work outside, my hands and feet felt like blocks of ice. So that's the way it is if you actually have to struggle in this country today. I was a poor and sick child growing up. The only thing that kept me alive was my parents' union health benefits. And when they went on strike when I was 10 and when I was 17 years old, I was wondering, would I get the medication I needed to stay alive? It's a hard, hard thing for people to be facing at any age, much less when you're 10 years old. So what we need in this country is very simple. We need a new deal. Say it. We need a new deal. Woo! We have to make sure that everybody in this country, the richest country on earth, the richest country in history, everybody has a job. Everybody.
Yep.
We have to make sure that everybody has health coverage. Everybody. We have to make sure that everybody, if they want one, has a car. That everybody has a pension. That everybody, if they want one, has a home. That's the middle class life in America. We can afford that in this country. Now the question is how are we going to accomplish that in the face of the powerful? And the answer is simple. We have to unite as people. So I'm going to ask you one more thing. Will you please say this with me? The people united will never be defeated. 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 Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Congressman, for taking the time to come and see us in the Minority Democrat Party. Because Minority Democrats will make the U.S. Senate turn Democratic this year. Am I right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Congressman Grayson, for coming to our meeting tonight. We know how busy you are in D.C. I need to bring up Ms. Lopez from the Election Department to come out to inform us about what's going on. As you all know, precinct committee members will be elected this coming December. In August. But we'll be having our elections under the Democratic Party officers this coming December. So if you plan to be running for party leadership in December or vote for leadership in December,